Okay, hello everyone. I hope that you can all hear me fine. If not, please let me know. So you don't have to start interpreting yet. I might just give you some information about the speech. As Catherine has said, I will be talking about the coronation of King Charles III. It's a bit outdated, I know, I'm sorry, but I wrote this speech a few months ago. So I will be talking about the coronation. I will mention some names of people of the royal family. I think you've probably know most of them, but maybe Prince William and Kate's children are called Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. I guess that you will be familiar with most of the other names. I will also mention a few numbers, always exciting. And I think that should be about it. Okay, so I will maybe just pause around the middle and I will just say switch or something like that so that you know that... Oh, my sound is low? Okay, is it better now? I try to move my mic a bit closer. Okay, it's fine like this? Or, okay, good. Okay, so I think that was all. So I will start now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, good evening. Today I would like to talk to you about the coronation of King Charles III. On Saturday, the 6th of May, he got coronated, and this was an important and historic day. It was conveniently also the day of the world. It was conveniently also International No Diet Day, World Password Day, Beer Pong Day, or World Naked Gardening Day. But I think the coronation kind of stood out. Now, I didn't watch the ceremony personally because I don't quite understand what all the fuss is about, but you could simply not escape it. The coronation was a hot topic in newspapers all over the world. Even if you're not interested in the British royal family, you're bound to have seen pictures of the coronation or heard something about it on the radio. If not, I'd like to know where you keep the rock that you've been living under. We've seen Charles and Camilla seated in a golden carriage on their way from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Abbey. We've seen pictures of the military parades with more than 4,000 soldiers taking part in the procession accompanying that royal carriage. And of course, we've seen cute pictures of William and Kate's children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. All in all, it was a day filled with pomp and circumstance. But underneath all this glitter and glamour, problems are lurking in the shadows. Anti-monarchy protesters outside Buckingham Palace were immediately removed by the police. The police said that they were a threat to public security, even though the protesters maintained that they were just there to peacefully protest against the monarchy. They say that they don't accept Charles as their new king, and they say that the coronation is a good opportunity to question the whole principle of the monarchy. This goes to show that not all Britons are happy with the new king. Now that the United Kingdom is facing a severe cost of living crisis due to inflation and, let's be honest, Brexit, many people are shocked by the staggering cost of the coronation ceremony. A whopping 50 to 100 million pounds was spent. Naturally, one has to wonder whether that money couldn't have been spent on something better, like helping your citizens who are struggling to make ends meet. Is such a lavish coronation ceremony really necessary in these modern times? And to look at it from a broader perspective, perhaps, Is the royal family still necessary in this day and age? Isn't it an outdated concept that one family passes on the crown from generation to generation? Personally, I think these are all valid questions, and one has to wonder, will Charles III be able to convince the British people of the benefits of having a king and a royal family? Or will he be the last king of the United Kingdom? King Charles is 70 years old already, and while his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, was known as a beacon of stability, guiding her country through monumental changes and periods of chaos and unrest, Charles, however, is known to be more of an activist. In principle, the king or queen of the United Kingdom is not allowed to express his or her political opinion, since it's not their place to choose sides. They have to remain neutral. However, as I've mentioned, Charles is known for his activism, for example, on environmental issues. Will he be able to suppress this activist inside and become the cool, firm, and steadfast leader his mother once was? Or will he change the monarchy from within by expressing his own views and opinions and adjusting the monarchy to the 21st century? A lot of uncertainties remain about what kind of king he will be. But one thing is certain. It will not be a walk in the park. King Charles is facing 4 main challenges, which I'll briefly explain. Maybe now is a good time to switch. Could you let me know maybe if you have switched? Or can I just continue? Okay. So, as I've just said, King Charles is facing 4 main challenges. First of all, his popularity. He still has a long way to go before he'll be as popular as his mother. According to the polls, she is still the most popular royal even after her death. Charles is only 5th in row. His son, Prince William, and even his sister, Princess Anne, are more popular than him. The Brits have always been skeptical about Charles, especially after he divorced Diana and chose Camilla. It's true that in recent years he's been able to make up for his bad reputation, although his recent outburst over a faulty fountain pen didn't do his reputation any favors. The ongoing family drama with his son, Prince Harry, and daughter-in-law, Meghan Markle, is also bringing about a lot of negative press. I'm sure, even if you don't follow the royal family, that you have seen some bits and parts of this ongoing drama, whether it was on Netflix or social media. It's good for the tabloids, but it's very bad for King Charles. As I've mentioned before, anti-monarchists are trying to use the coronation of the new king as an opportunity to restart the debate on the monarchy. Some people want to abolish the monarchy completely. However, I think there are still a lot of Brits in favor of the monarchy, so I don't think the royal family will get kicked out of Buckingham Palace anytime soon. The second problem. King Charles will have to find a way to keep the United Kingdom, well, united. The tensions and nationalist sentiments in Northern Ireland and Scotland are a danger for the unity of the country. Charles will have to figure out a way to keep the kingdom together, and this will not be an easy task, I think. A third point that is closely related to the second one is the Commonwealth. I'm sure you have heard about this concept. Charles is now not only King of the United Kingdom, but also of 14 other countries, including Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Jamaica. This goes back to colonial times. when the United Kingdom was an empire that stretched out all over the world. The question arises, will he remain king of all these different countries? In recent years, there have been heavy debates in those countries as to whether or not they still want a British sovereign. Some countries, like New Zealand, have mentioned that they're thinking about becoming a republic. After the death of Queen Elizabeth, Australia has decided not to put King Charles on their banknotes anymore. Next year, Jamaica will hold a referendum on the question whether the population wants Charles to be their king or not. Chances are high that they will vote no. Other countries already went before them, such as Barbados. Barbados said goodbye to Queen Elizabeth as their monarch in 2021, and Barbados became a republic. And then the fourth and last challenge involves the wealth of the royal family. British taxpayers are still paying large sums of money to the monarchy, even though the royal family is more than rich enough to cover some of its own expenses. The Guardian and the Times estimates Charles' fortune at between 600 million and 1.8 billion pounds. So he's not exactly a poor man. Even so, the royal family receives 86 million pounds a year from the British government. This is all taxpayers' hard-earned money, while Charles himself doesn't even have to pay taxes on 2 of his huge castles, for example. Especially young people who are struggling to make ends meet nowadays are very critical about the amounts of money that are spent on the royal family. Will Charles be able to portray himself as a man of the people? Will he make the royal family adhere to all the tax rules just like anyone else, just like the regular people? In my opinion, I don't think Charles is going to give up his luxury and wealth anytime soon. So you see, dear colleagues, kings have issues as well. Being a king isn't all smooth sailing. For those of you who dream about or who have dreamt about being king or queen when you were little, it might be for the best that your dream didn't come true. Thank you very much for your attention.